It's here first from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. Iowa is starting a foster care diversion program next year with federal support. And what do the candidates for Secretary of State have to say about Iowa's elections? It's Wednesday, August 19th. Republican gubernatorial candidate Zach Lahn says he would support raising the state's tobacco tax. IPR's Natalie Krebs has more.
Lahn participated at a roundtable event hosted by the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network in Urbandale. He says he would support a $1.50 per pack increase to the state's tobacco tax, but only if there's a commensurable increase in resources to help Iowans stop smoking.
We're making those who have the least ability to get off of it the highest affected. And those are usually the people in the lowest incomes. And that's the case with most addictive products.
According to the Iowa Cancer Registry, lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the state. Lahn's Democratic opponent Rob Sand participated in a cancer roundtable last month. I'm Natalie Krebs, IPR News.
Iowa Secretary of State Paul Pate says he's focused on election security while running for another term. IPR's Gavin McGough has more in his speech at the state fair.
Appearing at the Des Moines Register political soapbox, Pate says his office is focused on running secure elections.
And when we do our elections in this state, we make sure we have things like voter ID. I worked very, very hard to get us voter ID in this state. I hope someday the Democrats will join us in Congress in getting us voter ID on the national level, but we have that here in our state.
Pate says poll worker training programs and paper ballots also safeguard Iowa elections, and he says he'll protect vote by mail and disability-accessible polling places to ensure all Iowans can vote. The Cedar Rapids resident served as Secretary of State in the 1990s before returning to the office in 2015. He's also been a state senator and Cedar Rapids mayor. He faces Democrat Ryan Peterman in the November election. I'm Gavin McGough, IPR News.
The Democratic candidate for Iowa Secretary of State says elections need to be secure and accessible. Ryan Peterman criticized Republican state lawmakers for shortening early voting to 20 days. He says he would advocate for a longer window if he was elected.
I don't see how going from our previous period down to our shorter period now benefited anyone. The same amount of work has to be done. We have a shorter amount of time to do it. Ballots need to be ready further in advance anyways to comply with federal voting rules for overseas troops. Yeah. So I don't see who it benefits to shorten it. Yeah. I don't think it improves security, and it just hinders accessibility.
Peterman speaking with reporters after his speech at the Des Moines Register political soapbox at the state fair. He says voter attestation when someone attests to someone else's identity should be brought back. He grew up in Bettendorf and was a naval officer. Iowa is the first state to qualify for federal funding of a foster care diversion program for Iowa parents with a substance use disorder. Federal officials have approved Iowa's plan. It will provide at least 6 months or up to a year of in-home substance abuse treatment and parental counseling to parents with children under 6 years old. U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was in Des Moines yesterday to make the announcement. He says helping a parent overcome addiction will help keep families together.
Too often, government intervenes after addiction has already pushed a family into crisis, and a child is at risk of entering foster care. We want to intervene before that happens.
Federal data shows parental substance use is the most common reason children are removed from the home and enter the child welfare system. State officials expect to start implementing the program next spring and get 60% of reimbursement from the federal government. You're listening to Here First from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. Thanks for listening today. I hope you have a great Wednesday.